Welcome once again to Sim Action Cars Review channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, press the bell button and also, comment down below. In today's video, we'll be reviewing the 2023 Audi A6 E-Tron E-V, so catch a sit, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about this car. Audi has been showing us throughout recent years that we can purchase EVs since they're objects of want, not on the grounds that they give discharges free motoring. The e-tron GT is a for example, and the A6 E-Tron you see here is another. Uncovered in idea structure in the main portion of 2021, the lovely A6 E-Tron will ride on the brand's top-notch stage electric, PPE. With this, it can oblige an enormous battery while guaranteeing that a low, energetic outline is reachable. With 469 torque and a designated scope of around 400 miles, it is both strong and pragmatic. We should figure out more about the A6 E-Tron. A definite delivery date for the Audi A6 E-Tron is as yet unclear. However, when the idea was uncovered, it was said that the vehicle would go into the auto world in 2023. In view of that, we expect the creation model to show its face soon and perhaps be sent off in the final part of 2023. Comparable in size to the A7 Sportback, we expect the A6 E-Tron to cost more than that model. The A7 starts at a MSRP of $69,200, so we expect the cost of the 2023 Audi A6 E-Tron to be about $75,000, with that number ascending for additional strong variations. Some have hypothesized a lot higher beginning cost than this, nonetheless. Adversaries for the 2023 A6 E-Tron will incorporate the Porsche Taycan, which starts at $86,700 in the USA. Fairly unusually, Porsche assisted with fostering the PPE stage for the A6 E-Tron, so the game's vehicle creator really took part in the improvement of a genuine Taycan rival. The Tesla Model S can't be precluded either, yet that starts at $104,990. In spite of the fact that they have more customary car shapes, the forthcoming BMW i5 and Mercedes EQE will likewise go facing the A6 E-Tron. While the standard A6 vehicle is quite possibly of Audi's most downplayed model, the equivalent can't be said for the new Audi A6 E-Tron car with it significantly more close to home outside. Spy shots of the A6 E-Tron show that the dazzling Idea's plan hasn't been completely held. The Idea has a Sportback-style body, and the slanting roofline is as yet noticeable in the government operative shots. Though the Idea had modern framework drove headlights on one or the other side of the encased single-frame grille, the spied model had a parted fog light plan that isn't exactly as persuading. Audi accomplished a drag coefficient of 0.22 for the A6 E-Tron, and it looks as smooth as that number proposes as the smooth, tight lines lead to the forceful back. Back there is a taillight strip with OLED components that fold over the body, broken exclusively by an enlightened Audi logo. By and by, however, the spied A6 E-Tron was hidden to the degree that we can't completely perceive the amount of its appearance will match the Idea. Short shades and 22-inch wheels from the Idea ought to get by into creation, however the camera-based virtual outside mirrors will be supplanted by additional customary mirrors. The Idea was done in Helio Silver, and the shades of the creation Audi A6 E-Tron ought to get a few different tints from the e-tron GT like Ibis White, Mythos Dark Metallic, and Daytona Dim Pearl. The components of the Audi A6 E-Tron are almost indistinguishable from those of the A7 Sportback. At the point when the Idea emerged, Audi said it was 195.3 crawls long, 77.2 creeps in width, and 55.7 creeps in level. Audi didn't say how long the wheelbase was, yet PPE vehicles will have a versatile wheelbase that is very lengthy comparative with the length of the body. We don't be aware without a doubt how much the A6 E-Tron will gauge, yet the completely electric Porsche Taycan, which is a comparative size, kicks off at more than 4,500 pounds. This could provide us with a thought of what's in store from the A6. Two electric engines, one on every pivot, power the Audi A6 E-Tron Idea and produce a joined 469 horsepower and 590 lb-ft of force. This is probably going to persist to the creation A6 E-Tron. Audi hasn't unequivocally cited speed increase times, yet it's said that the most impressive renditions of the A6 E-Tron will actually want to go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds. This quick speed increase will, obviously, be supported by an all-wheel drive framework. A rendition with a solitary electric engine at the back was referenced, in spite of the fact that results for this model are obscure. Audi said, nonetheless, that even base models will actually want to arrive at 62 miles per hour in less than 7 seconds. For the idea, an air suspension with versatile dampers is prepared, and the 5-connect pivot in front is supplemented by a multi-connect hub at the back, which is probably going to advance into creation vehicles as well. As with the ordinary A6, we anticipate a mix of sure-footed taking care of and an agreeable ride, albeit the A6 E-Tron's weight will be a variable. Porsche's contribution in the advancement of the PPE stage leaves us confident that the A6 E-Tron will be great to drive. With 800-volt charging design, the A6 E-Tron ought to be fit for supporting quick energizing at to 270 kilowatts. Shortly, that is adequate to add 185 miles of reach, and the 100 kilowatt-hour battery will be recharged from 5 to 80% in under 25 minutes. We'll need to trust that official MPGU appraisals will perceive how proficient the A6 E-Tron is, yet Audi has noticed a designated scope of more than 400 miles, with genuine figures relying upon the drive framework and results. The Ingolstadt-based brand has been very modest about the inside of the Audi A6 E-Tron, choosing for show just 2 portrayals of it when the idea was disclosed. In view of these representations, what we can see is an extremely moderate format with no actual controls inside other than the window switches. This cleaned-up design is, might we venture to say it, similar as the Tesla approach, in spite of the fact that we expect the A6 E-Tron to accompany the great materials that is one of the brand's trademarks. A computerized driver's presentation and bigger focal touchscreen are currently commonplace, and the representations above show a two-tone inside with a dark lower segment and dark higher up, split by a portion of wood on the dashboard. In spy shots, we can see a showcase screen that distends more from the dashboard and shows up practically square in shape. Albeit a multi-zone environment control framework will presumably be essential for the standard detail, Audi says that the exceptional paint mirrors a high level of the daylight's warm radiation, to the degree that tenants won't have to involve the climate control system generally speaking to remain agreeable. The seats in the Audi A6 E-Tron will likely be done in manufactured calfskin, and Audi says that the long inside will give a lot of legroom in each column. With comparative aspects to the A7 Sportback and that special trapdoor at the back, the storage compartment and freight space in the Audi A6 E-Tron would be abundant, assuming it matches the A7's 24.9 cubic feet. I'm glad that you now fully understand this vehicle. Would you kindly do me the favor of subscribing to this channel and pressing the notification bell button so that you are notified as soon as we upload another video like this? Thank you.